Hi, I'm here again to discuss another video regarding this time around VTP pruning. Let's begin. VTP pruning is a feature that we use in order to eliminate or prune unnecessary traffic. VTP pruning functions used by reducing unnecessary flooded traffic, such as broadcast, multicast, unknown, and flooded unicast packets. VTP pruning saves and increases available bandwidth by restricting flooded traffic to those trunk links that the traffic must use to access the appropriate network devices. By default, BTP pruning is disabled. BTP pruning does not prune traffic from VLANs that are pruned ineligible. What does what BTP pruning does is first, VLAN 1 is always pruned eligible, meaning traffic from VLAN 1 cannot be pruned in any situation. Pruning eligibility is based only on the VLANs that need the given broadcast information across the trunks. It is not related to the it is not related with the number of ports assigned to that VLAN. BTP pruning does not change, add, or delete the VLANs in the BTP domain. It simply reduces the broadcast and multicast traffic. BTP version 2 and BTP version 1 are not interoperable on network devices in the same BTP domain. Every network device in the BTP domain must use the same BTP version. Do not enable BTP version 2 unless every network device in the BTP domain supports version 2. So this is the lab that we're going to use for showing to you the BTP domain features or BTP pruning features. So we have 6 switches. Um, Switch 4 would be the BTP domain server, and switch 1 would be the BTP transparent switch, and all the rest of them are BTP clients. So let us begin. So first, um, we're gonna configure the interfaces, um, 1, 2, and 3 to do trunking and use the encapsulation 802.1q. So we do interface range 1-3, then we do switch port mode trunk, and oh, you have to do first encapsulation first. That, so encapsulation. So there are two standards, the ISL and .1q. So ISL is the old Cisco proprietary encapsulation. We're not going to use that. We're just going to use the standard encapsulation, and we're going to do again the switch mode trunk. Then we're going to shut down the interface first, so that once we um, put it back on. We're gonna unshut all the interfaces once we configure all this. Then afterwards we'll do the VTP domain configuration. Out of first, the, then the domain name. If you look at it, it's actually for domain name. So we're just gonna use, like, let's say, service provider. And afterwards we're gonna do the version. We're gonna use version 2. Then we're gonna tell it to be server. By default, all of them are VTP servers, right? And then that's it. Um, Afterwards, we could put all the VLANs we want. Say, I already have my assigned VLANs, so I'm just gonna paste it here. Sure. Then afterwards, we start to configure some of the other switches. Like, let's say, let's say we're gonna start with switch one, which is because that one is transparent. So for switch one here, so the only difference between the transparent and uh, the server configuration is the mode have to be transparent. So I have already pre-configured the configuration here. So at first we configure all the interfaces, and we do a switch port encapsulation and the mode, what kind of um, connection with those switches, what connection with those, what kind of connection internet 0, 1, and 0 would be, which is trunk. And then we configure the BTP domain name and BTP mode and the version. Then after that, since this is transparent, as you remember from the old video, it doesn't influence any VLANs on the network. Um, it just forwards whatever VLAN information or changes to the to its neighboring um, switches, like the BTP client, BTP, like the switches that act as BTP client. So we're just gonna configure the VLANs for switch one, which they have a different VLAN, and then for For the rest of them, it's the same procedure. Um, for switch 3, it's the same procedure as what we did with the transparent mode, except that um, the mode would have to be client, and we don't want to mention the version number because what we want is um, the client would have to pick it up from the VTP server, which is switch 4. Start the configuration, and then we'll do the same the rest of the client switches. Okay, from there, we're gonna configure um, the trunks that supposed to go to um, what switches it's gonna go to. So on the master or the BTP server, let's say on switch on the connection on E01, we want switch 5 because switch 1 is transparent to the information on it. We want switch 5 to grab VLANs on BTP server, switch 4. So we go to the interface, which is 0, 1. Then we do a switch port trunk pruning VLAN and whatever VLAN you want. Then we'll do the same for switch 3. And then afterwards, what we're gonna do is we're gonna enable all the interfaces. So we'll start out first with the ones on the outside, which is switch 5 and switch 6. So the interface E00, stop it here, and then we'll do a no shot. Then uh, we're gonna um, we're gonna activate the interfaces for switch 4. Oh wait, I forgot to connect the cables for it. Just a second, then we connect the cables. Then the cables are now connected. We're gonna continue the configuration. So interface range E0123. Then we'll do a no shot, and we're gonna do the rest. Oh, wrong switch. So for this one, since there's two ports on it, we'll do the interface range. Same thing as this one. So if you do show VTP domain here, VTP status, I mean, it should not change uh, the configuration on it. It still say it should still say that it's still client transparent, and it should it should not be influenced by the switch 4, which I enable the VTP pruning. And also, if we do the show interface trunk, it should still have the same VLANs that we configured on its own because it's transparent. It's supposed to only transfer the ones coming from the BTP server, not not transfer the ones that are that transfer the one the VTP transparent existing VLANs. So if you look at 5 here, if if switch 1 was able to transfer the BTP information on switch 5, it should be version 2 now. Just remember, if you look at it, we didn't configure the BTP version, which the default is BTP version 1. So it should switch to BTP version 2. It should have that domain name, which is service provider. So let's see. As you can see, it's able to transfer it, and also it's saying it's pruning. Unlike here on switch 1, if you look at it, it says it's disabled because we didn't enable pruning on switch 1. It didn't grab the information from switch 4 because it's transparent. So if you do a show interface trunk, you should be able to grab all the information or the VLANs on it. Okay, and then um, just a second. I think the switch 4 didn't grab all the VLANs. Then on switch 1, switch 2, which is like a standalone switch there, grabs the VLANs directly from the BTP server. Since this is a client, it should grab directly whatever information switch 4 is giving it. So if you do show BTP status, it should change automatically to version 2. It should have the main name of service provider, and pruning should be enabled. So if you do interface trunk show, it should be able to grab all the VLANs available. And here on switch 4, as you can see, we were able to segregate. This is the only thing that's going to be allowed on Ethernet 0/1. switch 6, it should have the same result. So from switch 3, which is also a client VTP switch, it should still pass the same information, same thing as the transparent. So if you do the show VTP status, as you can see, it has the information, and it should have the same info for the VLANs. And that's about it for the video. Next topic is probably I'm gonna do a spanning tree video, and also we're gonna move forward to EIGRP and OSPF, and I'll probably do some Linux configuration commands later on. Thanks for watching.